And today marks exactly 4 weeks before South Africans go to the polls for those all-important local government elections. Let's take you live now to Emfuleni, where we find our anchor, Xoli Mngambi, who is following a whole range of issues, including service delivery issues. Xoli, will be one of the big things that the electorate there certainly will be hoping that they can get delivery on.
Absolutely, Michelle. A very good morning to you and indeed the viewers. So we are here in Emfuleni municipality, and let me tell you that this is one of those municipalities in the Gauteng province that is not doing well as far as delivering services to its residents. As a result, as I speak to you, the municipality is under administration, having been so since the year 2018. And the man standing next to me is Mr. Salas Zimu. He is an administrator. He's the person basically who's trying to help turn things around here. But Michelle, before I talk to Mr. Zimu, I'm going to ask Xolani, who is my colleague behind the camera, to just show you why we have chosen the location that we have. And Xolani, you could just pan for the moment. And he's taking you now to basically the main manhole, if you like. And this is where the young Komanani Mawa was discovered by the municipal officials here in Emfuleni. And this was the young boy, 6-year-old, who had been playing in the area of Orange Farm, slightly removed, far removed from where we are. Now, you remember, Michelle, that that child fell into a manhole in Orange Farm, and we're told that it's about a 4-kilometer stretch. And this is where the teams eventually located Komanani Mawa, and a very terrible scene at the time of his discovery. This happened just last month, by the way, Michelle. Yes, we are on October 1 today, so it's just a month ago that this happened. With that said, Michelle, let me speak now to Mr. Zimu. Mr. Zimu, you are in charge of service delivery and other projects here in Emfuleni municipality. Firstly, tell us how far you are with the process of trying to get this municipality working again.
Thanks to yourself, thanks to the viewers, News Africa. Yes, the task is a big one, but it has to be done. The service delivery, you can't stop it. You know, it's to do with people's lives. It's to do with people's rights. So when MEC Maile brought us here, his mandate was clear: just get the place to be financially sustainable. So there is a financial recovery plan that has been put in place, and people are starting to pay for services, and rent, water, Eskom are now being able to be paid on their current accounts, and salaries have been paid, creditors have been paid. So there has been an improvement which one cannot ignore.
So let me just come in there for a moment. You're talking rent, water, you're talking Eskom. These are some of the most important creditors, and we know that the bill at one point, this is now money owed by the municipality to these entities you've mentioned. It was about 4.6 billion rand. Where does that figure stand now?
Look, for Eskom, the debt is about just less than 3 billion, and for rent, water, it's about 1 billion. So it's a long debt that comes from far. You know, one can argue that some of it should have prescribed by now, but there is a standing debt.
So today is exactly 4 weeks before the country does go to the polls for those local government elections. Let's take you back now to Emfuleni, where you'll find my colleague Xoli Mngambi, who is following service delivery issues, particularly in that area, Xoli. The rain getting in the way of our discussion earlier. But what are the bread and butter issues there?
Well, Michelle, we're going to talk about the bread and butter issues because my colleague Tumadam Saudi is somewhere around the Emfuleni municipality as well. So he's going to be the one that I think gives us that perspective. For the moment, we are with someone who is in charge of trying to turn things around here. Remember earlier, before we got cut off, I was explaining that Emfuleni under administration since 2018, And the man with me is Mr. Sala Zimu, the administrator. Mr. Zimu, on a day like this, when it's raining and it's really pouring, the stormwater drainage systems in this area, how are they coping with the situation?
The stormwater drainage system has also collapsed in many areas, and it's part of the rehabilitation of the roads that we've been doing. And it's due to many reasons. What we find in there, it's carcasses, it's blankets, but mostly soil that that people throw in there. People that are building and renovating their houses, they're throwing everything underneath there.
Yeah.
So the stormwater drainage system needs a revamp, and it's something that we definitely have started doing.
Sources of funding for this municipality to be able to run properly, previously or historically, it's been associated with manufacturing because of its location, strategic location. It's close to the N1, I should say, Johannesburg, Bloemfontein, and other well-maintained roads. But you get in here, potholes are a lot.
Yeah. Look, since December last year, through the finances of Province Roads and Transport Department, we spent about 173 million rehabilitating the roads that are mostly for traffic, the roads that are doing businesses, that are bringing in connecting the N3 to the N1, the R59, the R82 from Southgate. So all of those roads are now done. We've handed them over to Emfuleni last month. Now we're going to have to do the second phase, and we're targeting the clinics, the roads that takes to the schools and small businesses.
Yeah.
Because that's where then a lot of the taxi industries is complaining that, they can't get there because of those problems.
All right. Mr. Zimu, I'm completely out of time. Very quickly, do you think you can complete your work here and hand over to an incoming administration with your work having been completed?
Not all the work, but there's things that must be done, which we're targeting that by end of February next year, we should have done. One of those is the electricity infrastructure, the water and sanitation, and thanks to the national DWS, a lot of money has been spent here, a lot of trucks and infrastructure to repair the sanitation pipes.
All right. Sala Zimu, thank you very much. He is the administrator in the Emfuleni local municipality.